For today's video, we're gonna go over some quick things to know about the new game Black Ops 6. And yes, I got my shades on, my little sunglasses on to look cool. But I have some paper here that basically tells me everything about the game that's kind of new. And we're gonna kind of go over it and I'm gonna kind of talk about the things that I liked and didn't like. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing on the list is the movement. Obviously Omni movement. I was really keen on Omni movement just because of the fact that I got to play the game a little bit early and I already tried it out. But the fact that your character can sprint in all directions like a real person would is pretty dope to me. And I think it's something that should have been in the game since day one. Honestly, it feels really smooth when you play it. People are kind of scared about it being too hard to do and this and that, but it's actually really easy, really smooth. And I think the biggest thing for me, especially as a pro player, I feel like a lot of the times, or just a Call of Duty player in general, you don't really use your left stick as much. You just use your left stick to just sprint forward or move it forward. But now you have to move it in all directions so you're your right stick. So I think that's a really cool aspect, and I think the fact of the matter is this should always be in COD, in my opinion. I mean, you guys get to try it out and have your own opinions, but for me, I think it should be in the game no matter what. So there's also intelligent movement, which is it gives you assistance to reduce the amount of buttons you have to press to do certain things like slide, mantle, crouch, all that type of stuff. And I think that's all right. I feel like a lot of pros won't be using that, just because I feel like that kind of is used for people who have hand, I don't want to say hand problems, but who aren't playing at that high level where they need to be using the amount of buttons you press is kind of like a skill, I guess. There is also corner slicing, which corner slicing is kind of basically in the game, if you're trying to aim around a wall, or let's say it's kind of like leaning. It's simple, leaning, your character kind of reacts to the wall. So if if a wall's right here and I'm trying to peek the wall, my character's gonna kind of lean his head, lean the gun around the wall to clear the wall. But you can also use it from a distance and kind of lean. But it's I don't know if I want to say from the other person's perspective it doesn't look like you're leaning. I want to say that, but I could be wrong. But I do think that's kind of cool aspect. I don't know how that'll play into competitive, but I think the fact that your character reacts to the environment like that without pressing buttons and have to click the button lean and all this kind of stuff is pretty dope. You can still lean and mount, but I just think the fact that it works out smooth. It doesn't really mess up your aim. It kind of tilts your gun, but I think your aim still stays accurate. I think it's a super dope concept. I don't know how it plays at the highest competitive level, but I do like it because I think when it comes to COD being realistic, I think there's certain things of the game that don't need to be realistic. And I think there's certain parts of it that can be and not shouldn't be pushed to its furthest extent. It shouldn't my character shouldn't run into the wall and bounce off it, because in real life I would never just run into the wall, you know what I mean? But the fact that my character reacts and leans around the wall is pretty dope. Classic Prestige is back, so that's one thing I think everybody's gonna be hyped for that plays pubs. You obviously start level 1, you go all the way to 55, you press Prestige, you go back to level 1, but you have a new Prestige emblem. The Prestige emblems look really, really cool, and I think that's something that COD's been missing for a minute, because I think a lot of people don't like the new leveling, I guess. There is still 1,000 once you hit Prestige Master. So once you hit 10th Prestige, you'll be able to go into the master ones, which is all the way up to 1,000. I'm pretty sure there's you unlock a lot of rewards as the higher you go. Another thing they added is global weapon well, they didn't really add it, but I think that's always been a thing, is global weapon progression. So all the stuff that you unlock on your gun in multiplayer will be unlocked in zombies and Warzone. Dark Ops challenges are back. If anybody's played a Black Ops game, Dark Ops challenges are basically challenges that are unknown. They don't really tell you what to do. You just gotta kind of unlock them as you play the game, and they're usually little quirky, little weird, fun challenges, but they are pretty hard. What else? So there's also master camos. So now the camos, so Warzone now has its own camos. There's gonna be master camos for Warzone, multiplayer, and zombies. There's always been zombies and multiplayer, but now Warzone has its own master camos, so that'll be really, really cool. Global weapon building. So this is one thing I think is really cool. So in the game now, you can make your own build of a gun. So when you click the gun, you pick the class or pick the gun, it's gonna allow you to make a build. So you can put whatever attachment you want on that, and then if you exit out of that and like click create new build, it saves the old build that you just made next to this new build. So you can also just like switch, like you don't have to go back and like redo the attachments if you already made the previous build of what you want, and you just go to that build and click it on that gun, and then it applies it to your class. That's really dope. Now you also have a dedicated melee as well. I think that's something that's it's because I think as the game goes on, it'll be something that people get used to. But for me, it was kind of weird because you have to hold down your melee to pull out your knife, and then it was just a lot of random stuff. But yeah, you get to have a knife at all times now. Obviously, I don't know when I'm gonna drop this video, but the beta does start on the 30th, assuming that we drop this video before then. So if you guys don't have the beta, you can pre-order or get a code from like any of your favorite streamers. And I think if you're subscribed to Game Pass, you actually get the beta as well. So don't miss out on that, because I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy this game. It's really, really fun, and I'm hoping that everybody enjoys it as much as I do. There's a lot of other things. I'm gonna kind of skip through them. There's new maps, obviously. They have six core maps, 3 strike maps. Oh, the perk system is back. So perk system, obviously in the last game there was like gloves and stuff, but now the perk system's back, and they have a new thing now. Well, not new, but it's always kind of been a thing, but it's kind of like a specialist perk. So there's 3 different color perks. There's red ones, there's blue ones, and I think there's green ones. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And if you run, so you can run 3. You can run 4 perks total if you put the extra perk greed. So if you know what perk greed is, perk greed allows you to use an extra perk. And so if you run 3 of the same color perks, it gives you a bonus at the end. So I think the red one, I'm pretty sure the red one's called Enforcer, the specialist. And when you run 3 of the Enforcer perks, so perk 1, perk 2, perk 3 are all red, it gives you a boost in movement speed and like health regen when you get a kill, every time you get a kill. And the blue and the green one also, like those give you other specials. But if you don't run 3, like say you run 2 reds and 1 green, you don't get a bonus. There's also new features like the body shield. Body shield is really cool. I don't think it'd be used a lot in competitive. I think it'd be fun for content. For anybody that does content, it's a dope concept. It can save you a lot of the times as well. And they also added emotes and sprays, but these emotes make it to where you go in third person now, so everybody can see the emote. There's a delay to it, so you don't get the cheese and the peek around walls with the emotes. And best play is also back. I think that's a lot of thing that a lot of people missed, was the best play being the kill cam. Like, who doesn't like the best play being the kill cam? Like, I'm not trying to see who had the final kill. Okay, you shot them in the back, I got a 10 piece. Like, come on, bro, run my 10 piece. You know what I mean? Theater mode is also back. I guess, I don't know if many people will be excited for that. I mean, competitive people are definitely excited. But I don't know how anybody that does casual, y'all think about theater mode, but love it. Personally, love it. What else? So ranked play is coming out in season 1. Probably the earliest ranked plays came out in a minute, maybe ever, which is really, really cool, because obviously ranked play, I guess the thing about ranked play that's going to be kind of weird though is like it needs to like be updated and kind of give it a little bit of life, because I think it can get boring pretty quickly, especially with all the hacking and stuff. We know how it works. Zombies is also back with 2 new maps. Like I said, we're gonna skip a little bit. Little Gobblegum's back. There's a new wonder weapon. Third person option is also a thing in zombies now, that you can play in third person. It was really cool when I tried it. You can also now save and quit your solo zombie games. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I'm not really a zombies player, but if that is something that you like, then there you go. Warzone, new map called Area 99. Has 10 POIs. It's really, really cool. It has Nuketown in it. The perk system still is back in Warzone. Ranked for Warzone, I think. Yeah, so ranked for Warzone is coming mid-season in season 1 for the big map, which is really cool, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a Resurgence player. I like the big map. I like it being more methodical, more fun, more slower, you know. I don't want it to feel too multiplayer-ish. So for me, I enjoy it. I am happy that they're bringing rank play to the big map. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think the only thing that kind of felt clunky or I didn't like was the fact that like the pull-up time of the AR was so much slower than the sub. And it maybe should be like that, because AR players should be moving at a slower pace. But for somebody like me that's a flex player that likes to play really fast, you know, whatever gun I have, like it felt a little clunky at times when I'm jumping. I think in this game you really get consequented for jumping, so I think that's one thing that I personally didn't like. And I also like that the dolphin dive shooting doesn't feel too OP. It's not as fast as it once was, and I think that's an aspect that we could definitely add to the competitive setting, because diving has always been in, but shooting while diving is something that's never been in for any god, I don't think. But overall, I enjoyed the game. I had fun. Like, key things is the game felt smooth. The maps were pretty fun. There's a few that are kind of iffy on the map side, but there's also a face-off. I didn't really go over that face-off thing. I mean, I think face-off has been in the game, but there's some new, like, smaller maps that are really, really cool. Warzone was really fun. Zombies, I'm not really a zombies player, but I also enjoyed that. I just think the pace of the game is why I enjoy it. I'm a fast player, so I think the fact that you can sprint in every direction is fun, and I also think that the fact that it's easy and it's not like the Omni movement part is easy. Now, getting to the top tier movement of being able to break this movement, that's gonna be a skill gap that, man, a lot of people probably won't reach, and that's okay, because like I said, the main thing that they wanted to add was Omni movement, and I think they nailed it. Simple as that. Fantastic so far. For my first initial like take on the game, fantastic. Like I said, if this drops before the beta, like I hope you guys enjoy it and come back. Like once you play the beta, come back and comment on what things you liked and didn't like, and what you want to see. Because me personally, I'm excited for this year. So once again, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you like this. I hope you guys enjoying the content I've been dropping. I've been having a lot of fun doing this more in real life type segments of, you know, showing my personality, having a little bit of fun on camera, getting out of my comfort zone, and I think it's something that I can definitely deep dive into, and I'm looking forward to like upgrading, you know, getting better at it as I go. So anyways, shout out to you guys for support, and make sure you subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Peace.